To find the father of the baby she was carrying, the woman gently held the white-haired boy's face and gave him a bold, unexpected kiss. The boy was completely stunned, his legs so weak he could barely stand. She didn't realize this was only the beginning because the woman had been given a second chance at life. In her previous life, the two of them had been in love for 3 years and were finally expecting a child. But on their wedding day, her husband, who worked as a firefighter, sadly lost his life during a mission. Months later, she found his diary and discovered that he had admired her for more than 10 years. Even though he feared dangerous situations, he took that job just because she once said she looked up to firefighters. Overcome with sadness, she fainted. When she opened her eyes again, she had returned to the year 2007. Seeing the familiar room and knowing her beloved husband was alive again, she was overwhelmed with emotion. She ran outside with excitement, taking in the world of that time. No one could understand how happy she felt. Just as she planned to find the younger version of her husband, she suddenly felt unwell. To confirm her guess, she bought a pregnancy test as soon as she got off the vehicle. When she saw the positive result, her emotions rose again. As she lifted her head, she finally saw that familiar face. At this time, her future husband was still a rebellious boy with dyed white hair and an earring. When she noticed a group of troublemakers approaching, she rushed toward him. He calmly picked up a stick and quickly handled the situation. He didn't understand why she protected him, but before he could react, she suddenly hugged him. The boy froze, unsure what to do. At that moment, the troublemakers noticed the test in her hand. The boy's expression changed. He stepped back and looked at the test. The woman realized they didn't officially know each other yet. According to the diary, he had already liked her for years, but why was his tone so serious? Not knowing how to explain, she said she found the test in the restroom. Only then did he calm down a little. Watching him walk away, healthy and alive, brought tears to her eyes. Wanting to stay close to him, she planned to rent a place nearby. When she looked up again, she saw him once more. Seeing her holding a rental flyer, she thought, since he will be my husband in the future, maybe I can act early. She rushed toward him with a sweet smile. The boy's heart began to race. She seemed different from before. The closer she got, the more nervous he became. She grabbed the rental flyer from his hand and insisted on staying at his place. He tried to refuse, but then his grandmother arrived. The woman immediately greeted her warmly, and the grandmother took a liking to her. Back at the house, the woman shyly said she might not have enough money. The boy teased her, but his grandmother scolded him for being impolite. When she heard that the woman had strong grades, she suggested the girl tutor her grandson to cover the rent. She even told him to help her move. The woman was now one step closer to him, but the boy grew more confused. He warned her not to get too close because he was afraid he couldn't control his feelings. The woman didn't listen. She held his face and kissed him again. Afterward, she even gave him a playful look. Seeing him run away in embarrassment made her smile. Everything seemed to be going smoothly. She hummed happily as she walked away, not knowing that her actions would keep the boy awake all night. In high school, he once wanted to confess to her, but overheard her telling a friend she didn't like people with low grades. Since then, he believed she disliked him. But now, the memory of her kiss kept replaying in his mind. He stepped outside to clear his thoughts, only to accidentally see her sleeping through the window of her room, making his heart even more restless. The next day, the woman followed him onto the bus again and even enrolled in the same school. She correctly guessed the song he was listening to. When he asked how she knew, she leaned closer, removed one of his earphones, and listened to the same song with him. At school, she felt excited for her new life. Seeing classmates rushing out, she followed. Turned out the boy had arrived. His cool appearance made the students excited. She felt a sense of urgency since her pregnancy would eventually show. She needed to win him over soon. After learning he liked bold styles, she appeared the next day in an eye-catching outfit. The boy turned to leave, but she blocked his way. A strong smell of smoke hit her, and she covered her nose, which he laughed at. She didn't back away. Instead, she grabbed his tie and kissed him again, thinking of the husband she had lost in her past life. Her kiss became even more passionate. She didn't expect it to shock him so much.